May is a wonderful time at court. I remember it well." "God's wounds!" Elizabeth swore softly. "You would have me stay with Philippa? You know we do not get along, mother. She is so high-flown you would think she sprang from a duke's loins, and not those of a simple Welsh knight. And she always brings out the worst in me. I try not to let her aggravate me, but it takes less than a few moments, and I am ready to throttle her. It is hard to believe we are sisters with the same sire and mam," Elizabeth said with a shake of her head. "I have no choice but to send you to Philippa," Rosamund responded. "Yes, you do. Don't make me go," Elizabeth said with a grin. Rosamund laughed. "Bessie," she chuckled, "what am I to do with you?" Bessie, her childhood name. Elizabeth allowed few to address her by it these days. It was infantile, and not a proper name for the heiress of Friarsgate. She was Elizabeth Julia Anne Meredith now, not Bessie. "If you would make me go, could not Uncle Thomas take me the way he did Philippa and Banon? He still retains his London house and the house at Greenwich. He and Will were speaking of a foray south at Twelfth Night. It seems that Banon's noisy household is beginning to grate on his nerves, and it is at least 3 years since his last visit to court." "He swore he would never go again," Rosamund noted to her daughter. "Uncle Thomas always says that when he returns home. But then several years go by, and he begins to long for the colour, the excitement, and the delicious gossip that only the court can offer him. And let us not forget his London tailor," Elizabeth said dryly. "He always comes back with the most magnificent wardrobes, that he may both dazzle and shock the local gentry around Otterley." "I don't know," Rosamund said slowly. "Please, mother. As it is, spring is a dreadful time for you to send me away. But I will go quietly if Uncle Thomas can take me. But I shall not go to Philippa's. I won't." "You will if I say you will," Rosamund answered her daughter. The conversation, pleasant for a few moments, was beginning to degenerate again into a battle of wills. "How will you make me?" Elizabeth challenged her mother. "Will you have me trussed up like one of my lambs and delivered to Briarwood? And after that, what? And if Philippa drags illegibles into my presence, I shall belch, fart, speak with a broad North Country accent, and make myself generally undesirable. I doubt she could last a month with me, and will send me packing back home as quickly as she can. Besides, she gave up Friarsgate because no court gentleman would have an heiress with a Cumbrian estate. What makes you think I can do any better? And I shall not give up Friarsgate, mother." Rosamund glared at her daughter. She had absolutely no doubt that Elizabeth would behave exactly as she threatened if sent to Philippa's unwillingly. But if Lord Cambridge escorted his young relative, then perhaps, just perhaps, there might be the chance of Elizabeth snagging a husband with whom they could all live. Philippa and Crispin would be their entree into the court, but Thomas Bolton would be Elizabeth's guardian, adviser, and protector, even as he had been for her those many years ago, and then her 2 oldest daughters, Rosamund considered. "I will ask Tom, then," she conceded, "but swear to me, Elizabeth, that you will follow his advice and obey him. He is hardly a young man now, and if he agrees to do this for you, you cannot embarrass or defy him." "Uncle Thomas and I have always gotten on well, mother," Elizabeth said, "even if Banon is his favourite. I was Glenkirk's favourite. I still remember him, you know." "Do you?" Rosamund said, and pulled herself up from her seat. "I must get back to Logan and my laddies," she said. "I'll write Tom now before I go, and Edmund will see it delivered to Otterley." She bent and kissed Elizabeth's cheek. "We will see whomever you wed must defer to your authority here, Bessie. I promise you that. You are a good mistress for Friarsgate." "Godspeed, mother," Elizabeth said, escorting her mother from the hall. "Tell Logan I send him my love." Rosamund hurried to the small room that served as the estate's place of authority. Seating herself at the oak table, she drew a sheet of parchment from the basket and picked up the quill. She considered her words carefully as she wrote. She was asking a great deal of her beloved cousin.